Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Paulo Costa has recently let it be known that he is unhappy with the USADA testing schedule. In some recent post to Twitter, he said, "I can't believe USADA is here at 5 a.m. again. It's unbelievable." Then he tweeted about them coming every single day at 5 a.m. Costa followed with, "Imagine if some UFC guys could send me USADA at 5 a.m. on repeated days just to annoy, since you're a few months away from finishing and you don't want to renew their miserable contract. But that's just a delusional thing, don't mind." Costa then posted the following footage.
This is the fourth time in 20 days, 5 a.m. every single time it's dark there.
Do you want me to...
Following a submission victory over Mark Madsen, Grant Dawson says he wants Tony Ferguson next. Here's the clip.
You are a fantastic prospect. This was one of your best performances, and I can see how you could find a number next to your name very, very soon. Is there someone particular that you would like to fight the next time you're in the octagon?
I just want to say what an honor it is to be taking Tony Ferguson's spot in the top 14. And if Tony wants to come and try to get that spot back, I am more than willing to defend my newly ranked number 15 position against Tony Ferguson next. If me or Tony Ferguson fight anybody else but each other, just know that he turned me down.
Juliana Pena follows up on some comments made by Daniel Cormier recently concerning whether or not she deserves a rematch against Amanda Nunes.
Not that every champion that loses gets an immediate rematch. Like, it's not like that. It just doesn't work that way. Because Amanda got an immediate rematch because she's Amanda Nunes. Jose Aldo didn't get an immediate rematch, and he was the longest reigning featherweight champion of all time. Sometimes you got to move on to get back, and I think Juliana's in that position. I don't know if the work that she's put on paper warrants, just because she survived in the last match. I think she might have lost every single round of that fight, RC.
Okay, here's my...
Dude, don't make her mad at me, please.
I'm mad at you, DC. You're saying that my work doesn't warrant it? I'm the first ever woman to win the Ultimate Fighter. I've torn 4 out of 5 ligaments in my knee and came back from that, actually both knees. I gave birth and had a baby and came back from that. I have been clawing and scratching my way up to the top and been in this division since 2013 when they first allowed women to join the UFC. And, you know, I did everything that I said I was going to do leading up to that fight. DC, you've had 10 title fights, bro. Like, why are you hating on me for wanting to get a trilogy fight? 10. I think that's the most title fights in, like, the UFC history. I mean, come on, dude. Like, don't block me out, dude.
Michael Bisping talks about Israel Adesanya in the lead up to his trilogy fight against Alex Pereira at UFC 281.
So, yeah, a lot of pressure on him. But if he can go out there and have fun, and let's be honest, Izzy is leveled up. You know what I mean? Look at his lifestyle. I don't know what his net worth is, but Israel Adesanya's net worth is very high. Do you know what I mean? He's earning a lot of money, and he has been for a long time. I think it's well documented. I think he came out, he's like the second highest earner now after McGregor. I think that's what came out last year or whenever he signed his new contract. And there's the fame and the fortune and the adoration of the fans. And then there's all the endorsement deals and everything else that goes along with being the champ. But when you get that, you want to hang on to that for as long as possible. And that's why Izzy does get better every single fight. And also I do think it's partly why some people kind of criticize him that he's fighting to not lose. You know, we saw the same thing with George St. Pierre back in the day, you know, and potentially the same thing with John Jones, you know what I mean? Because you get accustomed to this life and it all comes from that one thing. So, you know, so you do want to hang on to that, you know, but maybe I'm wrong there.
Islam Makhachev has once again mocked Alexander Volkanovski for being too short and assures him he will not be able to stand toe-to-toe with him in the octagon. In a recent tweet, Makhachev said, "Alexander Volkanovski, just make sure your people convince UFC that you can compete with me. From what I heard, they think you are too small." New footage has surfaced from the altercation that went down between Nate Diaz and Jake Paul's team during the Anderson Silva-Jake Paul event. Here's the footage.
You're a bro, you right here calling me a you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. I didn't even move my feet. But you told me weirdo. Let's go. Hey, you won? What? Yeah, I won. If you ain't gonna jump, I ain't with that. Over here. Guys, what's up? What are you talking about?
Deiveson Figueiredo has recently come out and said he believes that the UFC wants Brandon Moreno as the flyweight champion. Pantoja didn't deserve to stand by at UFC 283. Pantoja deserved to be fighting for the belt already. In my opinion, Pantoja was the guy to fight Brandon Moreno for the interim, but they didn't make it. It's the UFC rules, let it happen. Even though I notice the UFC wants to make Brandon Moreno flyweight champion, I won't give them that satisfaction. I'm here to defend what's mine and show it to them in this fight. I think I have to go out there and knock him out. Only by knocking him out, I'll show the UFC I'm the true rightful owner of this belt. And maybe they will stop putting Moreno in Pantoja's spot. Even though it's a bit annoying, the audience knows it's a good fight and it sells well. It's worth paying for the pay-per-view. Deiveson Figueiredo and Moreno will go down in history, brother. It's a rivalry, it's a non-stop brawl inside the octagon. He doesn't like me, I don't like him, so we'll always have that rivalry. I don't know, after we retire, maybe we'll still fight even retired. We can underestimate the opponent. Every fight is different. We're anxious to get to fight night and put everything we did in training into action. I want to fight him, I want to make weight, which is the first war every athlete has, and defend the belt here in Brazil with almost 100% of the fans cheering for me and leave as champion. It's going to be the biggest joy of my life. Neil Magny defeated Daniel Rodriguez in their Fight Night co-main event last night via submission in the third round. After the fight, Neil Magny let Daniel Cormier know who he wants next inside the octagon. Here's the clip.
You're one of the guys that's always lingering around the top of the division, always viable in your fighting career. Who do you want to see next, Neil? You're fighting these young guys now, but you win like you did tonight. You kind of get to choose or pick, call somebody out. Who's it going to be?
Oh, 100%. Gilbert Burns. Let's do it in Brazil. It's January 21st, right around the corner. Let's do it, bring it to that top 5. Let's go.
Neil Magny versus Gilbert Burns. I will definitely tune in. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the all-time wins leader in welterweight history, Neil Magny.
Javier Mendez gave his opinion on the upcoming fight between Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier.
Even in the lightweight division, you got Dustin Poirier and you got Michael Chandler going at it. I feel like it has title eliminator implications on it, but like, what do you see happening for the winner there? We talked about Beneil Dariush earlier. If he does fight, does he fight the winner of them? Does he, if he's not waiting for his title shot? Like, where do you see the winner of that fight in the pecking order in the lightweight division?
Well, if Beneil doesn't want to wait and the UFC wants to match him against the winner of that, then the UFC will put that match together, and it's a good match. It's a real good match. Beneil would be probably thinking, okay, I can beat these guys. I'll fight these guys. Pay me the money, Dana. No problem, But I he's earned that opportunity. How many fight win streaks does he have? 11, 10, 9? Beneil's up there.
He's up there.
He's up there, or I think 9, right? Probably got 9 fight win
It's
streaks.
at least 8 now. It's 8 or 9.
8 or 9, I think so. So he's the most deserving, and his last performance showed that. But if there's going to be a wait and there's going to be a log jam, right? Then in the Michael Chandler and Dustin fight would be a great option for Beneil, and that would be a great fight. People would want to see that fight. I'd want to see that fight. So that would be a great option. I think so.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.